So Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson are going to sit down with VP Kamala Harris and have a conversation on All the Smoke podcast.
Okay.
That's dope.
Yes, this was announced by Kayla Gardner. Kayla Gardner is a White House correspondent for Bloomberg News out of Washington, D.C. And her tweet read, VP Kamala Harris participated earlier today in a taped interview with All the Smoke, hosted by retired NBA players Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, per a campaign official. So we'll wait for that to come out. But, I mean, people were criticizing her for not doing interviews, and she's doing them. Mm-hmm. I know people wanted her to kind of sit down with people that are more, I would say, like, tagged to the culture and can have some real conversations with her, and it seems like she's making an effort to do that. So
yes, I can't wait to see her on All the Smoke because styles make fights, and it's easy for politicians to go in environments where they know they are going to be asked certain questions. Mm-hmm. They can prepare for those, and that's where you get a lot of scripted, rehearsed answers. Mm-hmm. Matt and Steven's approach isn't going to be like that. It's not going to be something she's used to, so it'll force her the move off script more.
Real people, real conversations type vibe.
Yeah, so make sure you subscribe to the All the Smoke podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio Podcast Network, and make sure you pre-order All the Smoke's coffee table book, which I am holding in my hand right now, which will be available everywhere you buy books October 8th. If you're a fan of the All the Smoke podcast, then you want to have this book. Look how beautiful this book is. It's got pictures in it. It's got interviews from Kobe Bryant, Lil Wayne, Magic Johnson, Allen Iverson, Will Smith, Jenny Buss. Go pre-order now.
When Kamala becomes president, they should do a special rendition of it because it'll be history. Like, first black woman president, they were able to sit down with her, have a conversation. They should redo, a second part of it.
When we reprint this book, because this is coming out through Black Privilege Publishing, Simon & Schuster, my book imprint. When we reprint this book, you might can put that in there. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can I hold some money? You got money. You got a lot going on over there, friend.
No, God is good. I am a blessing. Okay, I am blessed, and I like being a blessing.
I was about to say God blesses you to be a blessing. So let me know if you need my cash app. Now Brett Favre,
for your hair, I definitely will. But
throw some dollars.
But Jesus told me don't bother him with trivial things.
If you want to take on that, you definitely be my guest. Yeah, you was talking out loud.
Sorry, never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Continue on.
Heathen. Brett Favre. So Brett Favre, he sat down, and he was okay. He made a revelation that it kind of stopped the world a bit yesterday. I'd rather let him say it. He came out and talked about something that he's going through health-wise. Let's take a listen.
Sadly, I also lost an investment in a company that I believed was developing a breakthrough concussion drug I thought would help others. And I'm sure you'll understand why it's too late for me because I've recently been diagnosed with Parkinson's. This is also a cause dear to my heart. Recently, the doctor running the company pleaded guilty to taking TANF money for his own use.
So the retired NFL quarterback was at a congressional committee meeting on Tuesday. And the reason why he is even there is because a company that he made an investment in, which he talked about, is being taken to task right now because there was alleged fraud that happened, even though he's not being criminally charged with anything when it comes to welfare funds. So he's there talking about everything he's experienced with that so that there can be more protection around welfare funds. Mm-hmm. But what he's saying, because specifically the organization that he was working with, or the company he thought he was working with, was doing some sort of testing and development when it comes to concussion treatments. And he's played over 200 games. I think it's 299 games.
He played for 20 years.
Yeah, so he's a big proponent of it, and of course that was near and dear to his heart. So he invested in his company thinking that they were doing good things, and then he found out things weren't what he thought that they were. And on top of all of that, he wanted people to understand that his investment and his involvement had nothing to do with scandal or anything like that. Now we know it's because he's dealt with concussions, but now he's dealing with Parkinson's. And he hasn't talked about, if he knows what led to his Parkinson's. And a lot of people to this day will tell you that research doesn't really answer that question either. Mm-hmm. But there are findings that will tell you that concussions can lead to Parkinson's disease.
And Brett Favre is a person who has, I remember once he said that he had thousands of concussions in his NFL career.
Yeah.
Because he was talking about, it's I forgot what it's called, but it's a different symptom of concussion. Know what a concussion is, but then there's something else where you see stars and ringing.
Yes.
He said he felt that thousands of times.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yep. Boosie, and I love how we getting through these in the third hour. Well, first of all, let me just say, sending him some love and some great energy because that's a lot to deal with, that a medical condition that can develop. So, wishing the best for Brett Favre.
Yep.
He still stole, allegedly.
And he did return.
But you're so quick to give grace to the white man.
I'm quick to give grace to anybody going through a medical condition. I don't
Continue
play
on.
about
Just
that.
ignore him.
I want to say though he did, because you said he stole.
I ain't say that.
You started to say that.
And I stopped myself.
He has repaid over $1 million in speaking fees funded by the welfare program. And I got to put that out there.
How much did he allegedly steal, though?
You tell me.
It was millions. It was more than he gave back.
Continue.
I will.
I think it was 90 million.
Moving on to T.I. and Boosie. So T.I. and Boosie were at their kids' music video shoot, and there was a moment that was caught on camera where they stopped them to ask them about why they have to act like they have guns and different stuff in the videos, which I think is ironic coming from T.I. and Boosie, but let's take a listen.
What is it about the guns, man?
It's not illegal to have guns.
Well, in the manner in which you portraying in the lifestyle, this don't look legitimate, sir.
Because I'm not supporting no whole. I'm not.
Can't do it.
I'm not.
What kind of parent gonna support their kids and they'll goddamn slide,
Guns
ride,
bigger than you.
popping? And
You got a gun in your book there?
So 12 pull up and they say, hey, who do you belong to? Who raised their hand? Somebody got to raise their hand.
Well, when you got drugs, it ain't illegal.
I know that. You got the drugs.
When y'all got drugs around those legal guns,
That called
it's not legal.
possession of a firearm and commission of a crime, sir. That is a felony. This ain't, hey man, this ain't free. Come out of court. I can't believe this, man. Why don't y'all, what happened to some other? Y'all don't make no more love music. You got girls right here. Why don't you talk about being in love, man?
I mean,
I love that, though.
Me too, because it's
They're
like
being dads. They're
they're being
parents.
dads. They speaking from their own experience, and you can hear T.I.'s son not listening, but he ain't giving up. That's his son. You know what I mean? He ain't giving up on
He's
him.
doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing as a father. And when you know better, you do better. And you know, when you see people say things like, well, y'all had guns in y'all videos and this and that.
We see how it ended up.
Exactly. I don't want you to make the same mistakes that I
Yep.
made. Okay, I did that so you don't have to go through that. That's why there was one part of the video where they said, you got drugs and you got guns. This is this type of charge and that type of charge. That's because they've been through it and they don't want their kids to go through the same thing. Duh. Dropping the clues bombs for T.I. and Boosie.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right. That's what they should have done as
He
parents.
said somebody grab the book bag and say, who gunned this, who raising their hand. That's a lesson in, do you even know who's standing next to you when something go down?
And I just want to be accurate. Brett Favre still owes Mississippi over $700,000 in misspent welfare money. And I don't know why I'm just putting this together. He said that he had Parkinson's while he was testifying at the welfare fraud hearing. What a way to distract.
And yeah.
What a way to distract.
Because, you know, all of
the white man is so good.
All of the headlines
What?
was about the Parkinson and not the. I had to dig deep.
So good.
Because I was like, why is Brett Favre even like? Because he wasn't criminal.
Testifying at the House Welfare Reform hearing
Yeah.
amid the scandal, and he just got everybody talking about him and feeling sorry for him and Lauren sending them healing energy and all of this and that.
He still has Parkinson's.
Okay,
Wow.
guys.
Oh,
all
you
right.
don't even believe the
That's
Parkinson's.
Jess with the
No, I
mess
believe
with
it.
Lauren LaRosa.
Just a good way to deflect.
Happy birthday, T.I. We're going to get some T.I. joints in the mix, so don't go anywhere. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up
in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.